Yep.
Nice.
Because of fake news like NBC, which reports the news very inaccurately, probably more inaccurately than CNN, if that's possible. What's happening to McCabe? What's happening to Lisa and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page? What's happening to them? It was a whole setup. It was a disgrace for our country. Everyone knows everyone. What's happening to McCabe? What's happening to Lisa and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page? What's happening with them? It was a whole setup. It was a disgrace for our country, and everyone knows everyone,
respect to human rights, the fight against organized crime, the fight against drug trafficking.
Human trafficking routes have been frozen. That means drug trafficking and human trafficking routes are being frozen. Opioid prices are starting to spike. That means there is a supply problem, which means we will have a bunch of addicts going through withdrawal and will be flooding the hospitals. Never take what we say to be 100% fact or truth. Do your own research, connect your own dots, and come to your own conclusions based on that. Dig for the truth. The days of eating auto-truth are over. The country is in full crisis mode. We have streets full of angry protesters and angry cops. We as a nation are facing a trying time of disunity and racial tensions. But there's still hope. A country in crisis. There will come a morning when the protests stop, the rioting ends, the fires are extinguished, and insufficiently woke editors will cease to be intimidated. The Democratic leadership will no longer take a knee. Before us will be shopping malls littered with shards of glass and merchandise that looters couldn't carry off. The burned out vehicles and the rubble of once visible businesses will scar our communities. The very notion of people of color will become less meaningful as the Korean dry cleaner weeps over the ruins of his business. The Palestine American in Chicago looks at the liquor store he inherited from his father and wonders if he can rebuild the business. The Asian restaurant owner whose small takeout order establishment supported a family and sent 2 children to college will wonder where to begin and pick up again. The black firefighter who built a sports bar that was burned to the ground will ask the very same question. the corporate directors of the smoldering manufacturer facilities will have to the left's premature revolution. There is an evergreen adage in the world of business, politics, and entertainment. Timing is everything. It's a truism that is lost on now fully radicalized American left and their militant cohorts in their mad dash to exploit the tragic death of George Floyd. During the Obama presidency, the death of Michael Brown and the subsequent acquittal of Officer Darren Wilson in Ferguson, Missouri, as well as the death of Freddie Gray in police custody in Baltimore, engendered riots, looting, and violence in all of those cities. These events demonstrated to the left that the Marxian tactic of exploiting class animosity to the foment revolution, which has not succeeded in the United States.
And so it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
All right. Welcome back to the Patriot Hour. It is 6/17, which is Wednesday. Wednesday all day. We got Ben with us here. Let's get right to it. We got some important information we want to put out. Brother, how you doing?
Welcome. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Man, you
been
guys are
a
conquering mountains
minute.
yesterday, down to Legion, getting more Wi-Fi, bringing out to the people, letting you guys know what the team is constantly doing here all the time in preparation
Testing
for the Patriot
signal,
Fest.
making sure it's up and
Yes.
running for you guys. That's for you guys, and well, of course ourselves. We can't do the show without it, so it had to be done. But yeah, we did a great job. Ben, myself, Woodman. It was
We
a
all
great
pitched
job.
in. Yep, it was great.
Let me get this.
And it came out pretty well. I watched the video, and I was like, I gotta say, you know, for what it was, I think it came through in like 720p, was a maxed out for the signal, and it's going to be a great time, you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. We got some lots of information to get to today, some even more changing and evolving, where Mike and I and the team here are working closely with the commander at our local Legion, and we give you guys information as we get it, and we're
Ain't that the
trying to
truth?
coordinate. Yeah, we're trying to coordinate with our local commander, and of course he's coordinating with all these other entities. So yeah, we're getting to you. And yesterday,
That's what we do.
there was-
When we get the information, we're going to pass it on to you guys. Again, don't take our lack of, again, I have multiple emails here, one for the other channel, one for this channel, one for the event. So we're doing the event. It's going off. We had put out yesterday on the fly right before we went live, me and Woodman down at the Legion, the commander literally from his mouth pulled up in his car and told us, this ain't going down. They're not doing that. We're more than welcome to keep doing things, but the ride was off, and just because of the COVID, it affected a lot of things. But Woodman, which can't be here right now, called me this morning and said he actually talked to the guy that is actually running that event. It's still on. They're lacking some funding. They're lacking some sponsorship. But lots of places have pulled out because of the COVID. So I get that. The sponsors aren't going to be there because, like our plan, we had originally talked about possibly going around to some of these places, talking to some RV places, but probably none of that is happening, folks, because of the shutdown. Man-made or factual, however, we know jobs were cut off. People, the factories stood, the places of business stood, other than the ones burned down. And you just couldn't go into work. You know, you didn't have the option.
Exactly. We're working as a team in tandem. We're working with our local Legion. The riders have been doing this for 9+ years. They get their own funding, their own sponsorship. This is their thing. We're just trying to help promote them. Y'all, we have our thing. It's called the Patriot Fest. It's going to be rocking. It's going to be rolling. Special artist guest JT Wild's going to be there. I'm going to be camping. Mike's going to be camping. I'll bring my guitar, my mandolin. Hopefully my banjo will be there. I mean, it's going to be a great time. The writers are going to do it. They think, and you know, they're going to find what they need. They always do. We always take care of our own. It's going to be a great time, and we're talking to the actual directors of these different organizations now coming with us. And like I said, it's evolving, but know this as a foundational planning thing you can plan your family and your whatever on, is that the Patriot Fest will continue. We are not planning to go anywhere.
Oh, we got JT Wild in the room. I like to say, what's up, JT?
Oh, what
Randy
up,
Robbins.
JT?
Got some of the
all
mods
these
in
people.
here. Good Patriots. Good morning. Yep, JT, he'll be here. It's getting, brother, we got our internet set up. We did a little live stream test yesterday. We still got plenty more time, plenty more tests to do. If we need another repeater of sorts out there, we'll get that handled. We're going to make sure this goes off seamless. We're going to do a live concert on Friday night. We were thinking as of yesterday that we'd have Saturday open too, but looks like they're, as far as Woodman told me, there's still a band, so they're still doing the band on Saturday. So there is
that
still
may
things.
change in a few months. Like I said, you know, we're trying to work with these other entities. We've already got the blessings from our Legion commander to have the pavilion and that whole area ours.
Camping's
all
on
day Friday. Camping.
Bring your own coolers. Bring your own beer,
your
water,
own food. I mean, it's open to the public.
Mm-hmm. And we got permission for you guys to be there. It's open. The inside of the Legion, it's an open weekend. You're allowed to go in. You're allowed to participate in the, if you know you want to participate in their drawing every week. It could be, that's not even back up yet, even though the Legion has opened back up officially, by the way, Ben. The gaming is not up. And I don't think that opens till the 5th phase, which is right before, by the time this comes, as long as, I guess we could ask, you know, even JT Wild, Florida opened up everything for a week. Now they're talking about shutting everything back down. You know, the numbers are coming back.
How about airplane and flight travel? So we know things are coming. We're up against a lot of surmountable odds to not make this happen, but you guys are hearing it from us, the people who are actually making the Patriot Fest happen. We've already got blessings. We're already doing our thing. We're going to rock and roll. There's going to be a flag retirement. The color guard's going to be there. We have to retire flags every year, people. This is just how it is. People dying, people not. We got to retire flags. That's what it's about. And so we do it either way. And so that's already on. We're hoping that we can.
We're just
add
asking
on
you
more
guys
entities.
to join. We participate.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a flag retirement done properly? It's like, well, no. Do you know what happens with the flags that fly around your personal city, and people that actually want to fly a flag and take the time to do so, and then after so many years or a season, depending on the flag material,
it's no longer really able to represent
served its
and give
purpose and time, right?
Service, yep.
And it's a proper rest. So that's, you know, hey, come see it. It's free. We do the proper governmental procedures for civilian sector to, I know Ben and myself have taken part in many of in-service flag, you know, and typically the bases don't have as many flags as what we're collecting with the Legions.
Military, you'd normally do a single flag. It's your garrison flag.
Yes.
We're
the biggest
doing,
one on the base, if it can't be fixed, and which they are for many years, folks. They send them off. They have backups.
Yep.
But when they finally get to that point, you'll do a ceremony. So those are different. Like you said, it's 1 or 2 flags from around the base. Maybe they've been saving 1 or 2. But this is a mass quantity burn.
30,000 flags that we go from the grave. You know, the Boy Scouts take them. So we're always looking for entities to come partner and team up and make this event even more special. Where like Mike had alluded to in last episode when you guys were going to the test out there, we have a lot of things in the works. We want to be able to feed you guys. We want to be able to, the local Boy Scouts are going to be coming out helping out.
Look at John Hook's question floating. Can you see John Hook's
Oh, let's see.
It's right on the main our screen, on our screen.
Oh, John Hook, okay. How many campsites available? Well, you know, if you figure there's probably going to be 50, 60 campsites. If they're little pup tents, RVs, there's a few. We have 2 huge industrial parking lots that you could RV. And
well, there's more. Even if we think of that whole field from a certain part back away from the pavilion back can be, I think, a lot more.
I believe
and then you even have the tank,
about
even where the tank
15,
and that whole stretch.
Oh, yeah.
Land,
I'm thinking we got at least 15 acres of camp, 15 to maybe 20 acres of camping grounds. Now, we'll always say this, first come, first serve.
Yes.
How serious are you about coming and celebrating? You know what time it starts? It's August 14th and 15th. It kicks off at, we're saying, around noon on the 14th. Mike and I, we're already going to be there, you know, rocking and rolling. Our tents are going to be set up. We're going to be there. We'd love for you guys to come early. However, pretty much Friday, I believe around 8, 9 o'clock, the grounds will be opened up if you want to come and start setting up your campsite and getting prepared. We believe the event starts around noon, depending on how things go, and people will be kind of trickling in. You know, we might be able to work out coming maybe Thursday night for some camping. This is where you need to email the Patriots Fest 2020 at gmail.com. And we have individuals who are actually, Woodman's going to hopefully start looking to you guys. If you guys are serious, I don't know if Grillin's in the room, shoot out the address and all the Patriots Fest information. It's pretty straightforward. Everything is opening up in the area, so you can get hotels, camping, do a bird's eye view of the Legion. You guys can go on Google and do a little bird's eye view and be like, you can see we have a huge pavilion. You can go back and rewind and rewatch the video that Mike and Woodman did to get an idea of how many campsites. It's a pretty huge area, but if we're expecting 1,000+ people, you know, I would be proactive. You know, we always say here in the Patriot Hour is preparation favors victory.
So again, this is no agendas, folks. I mean, maybe next year with enough of you coming and seeing, we can do more. If you guys you got a knack for like bringing things that you can sell and set up a little thing, we have no problem with that. But for this year, no agendas. We're just trying to meet some of the Patriots from the channel, have a good time. We got JT Wilds. We're gonna have music, food, dancing, getting to know each other. We're working with, I just got in touch with Living in America, I believe his Twitter handle is or whatever, but he emails me and he makes like the flag that I have behind me, the Patriot Hour one he sent us. And I said, oh brother, we need some gear from you. We plan on having like a selfie wall where we have a
photo booth,
7 foot long cloth with 5 foot, 6 foot wide, where you can just come up and behind you it's going to be, a little Patriot Hour and maybe some lighting.
We're going to try to give a red carpet to our people and to you guys coming out. There's going to be door prizes. We have raffles going off. There's so much we have planned, and it's family friendly. Bring your children. I mean, there's always
people
places.
Email and ask, is this We had somebody asking if they can bring the Boy Scout troop, and I'm like, well, heck, why not? We already have one there every year.
We already have one there.
So
that would be something. If any of you guys are in Boy Scouts across America, it's Bristol, Indiana. American Legion Post 143. Look up the local Boy Scouts in this area. Get a hold of people on your own. Coordinate. We want you guys to flood this place. We want to shut down the whole entire town because there's so many people that come out. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
Where is this at if I can come? This is Bristol, Indiana. That's where post 143.
I don't know if Grillin's in. I want to put all the information here. So we say,
do you guys need another band? John Butterball Senior. I don't know if I'm saying that. Butterball. Do we need more bands? Possibly. If you're coming and you're musically inclined and you actually have an instrument, bring your stuff if you want. If you feel comfortable. Why would I say that, Ben? Because, we're going to have a campfire out there. That happens every year. We always have it by the campfire. I'm musically
inclined. I know JT's
Ben's playing. He's going to jump up on stage. We got our buddy stuff. John. So we got Ben, John. We got JT. I think Grillin was planning on coming. So Bristol, Indiana, American Legion, Post 143, folks. It's the American Legion Post 143, Bristol, Indiana. It's on, I think, 910 of Maple Street.
Maple Street.
Yeah, 504 Maple. Or...
Let's see, and then try to do this on the fly, people.
So everyone's welcome again. It's just a good time. No agendas. We're gonna talk. We're gonna mingle.
What's the zip out there, brother?
We're doing a live 46507 is the zip code for Bristol.
Boom! There you go. There you go, guys. There you go.
504 Maple Street, I believe.
Fluid Pour's in the room. There you go. Come on, Fluid Pour. Get all the information.
Get that information. Well, I see he put VFW Post 143.
No VFW, no Veterans of Foreign Wars. This is the American Legion. I put the information out there. Copy and paste my little live chat.
Folks,
there,
if you're looking for a VFW, you're never going to find the place.
I'm in the middle of a show, please.
You're never going to find the place if you're looking.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, we're excited. You know, Fluid Pour, his beautiful family's coming. Mike, his family's going to be there. Hopefully, my family can come on out. I have... I know my mom, my dad.
You got some really good friends coming from up northern
friends coming.
Michigan.
I mean, yes. I mean, there's so many people coming out that want to camp, that have RVs, that have fifth wheels, that have little pop-ups, and there's so much parking on grass. We have woods. We have everything, and the main events.
We have access to, I think, a couple places on each side of us, which are cement, which will butt up right to the fields and grass. And if you do have, we have to just figure it out. We need the tents can't go on cement, unfortunately. So it's like, we'll have to see how it all works out. There are some people from our Legion that have RVs every year, and traditionally, because we have all the acreage and there's not been a lot of people, they try to set up their little RVs in kind of a, facing the fire situation.
If there's only a couple hundred people and 20 are camping, it's been one way. Hopefully we're planning on 1,000 plus and maybe 100 to 200 to 300 camping. So you understand that there's logistics behind it. And this is the first annual. Like Mike said, man, we are there to celebrate each other, to celebrate that we are Americans, that we love our freedom. Our agenda is the Constitution. We've got some great musicians that are going to be out there. We have local musicians, special guest artists coming in. We have lots of things planned that basically all revolves around enjoying our constitutional freedoms, and that's going to be an exercise of it. Use it or lose it.
There's the
Don't give it
email.
up.
Look at that. Patriots with an S, folks, for this event, this one-time event for this this email.
Patriots Fest 2020.
Fest 2020.
Right down there. Down there.
You are going to email that, and that way, we got a lot of. I'm planning on coming, and this has been we've been talking about it since December. I mean November.
We've been hitting this
August
about 8-9
year.
months before the event. I'm hoping yes,
because we just went to the one in August of last year. So we've been kind of in the works, and I think shortly after that, by October or so, we kind of knew we were doing this, and we've been talking.
It was a couple of
It's been in the works, and there's not, we're doing everything, prepping everything. One thing was getting the internet, so we got that. We did a show yesterday. We got some information from 2 different people working in the same thing, but things sometimes get crossed. We got some information we put out really quickly, and then talked to the actual horse's mouth and got different information. So we're bringing it back. The ride's on. If you plan on coming and bringing your motorcycle, you can.
I'm planning on being in the back of your Jeep there on the ride with some flags flying, it's gonna be great. We're gonna hit the ride. I may camp out for 2 nights because the ride's so awesome, and the flag retirement, and there's so many awesome Patriots there. And you guys, I've already told Mike we're probably gonna be making some lifelong connections with you guys coming out, and this is something that we want to do every year. And this is not what we do for a living. Mike and I, this is not something that we were coordinated. I mean, yes, back in the day, I used to do some events and things like that, but we're trying to do this with our families, with our local businesses, our local Legion. And we're basically, like Mike said, man, we're inviting all of you guys to come hang out and have a mind-blowing, awesome time. Food, family, and it's for free. And I don't really know too many places in America you can still come out and hear free music, and depending on how we can work it out. Obviously, there's going to be food provided for all. You can either buy it or maybe give it out for free, door prizes. Like we said, there's so much happening that this episode couldn't really contain all that we have in the works and all that we have planned. You can tell we're really excited about what's happening because everything has always been on. It's never been off, and we're hitting it stronger and harder than ever. And it's going to be exciting, you guys.
So make sure you get on that email that I got posted right there. Email us if you're even most likely you're close enough to do it, and you just want to drive up for the day. That's completely Friday night. We're going to do a live show. Let me run through it all, folks. Start showing up Friday anytime during the day. Put your campsite up. Because that's a first come, first serve basis, and we don't really. This is the first year, so we don't know how it's going to work. But we're going to really try and work with you and the Legion and just make it smooth. We're planning on projectively making sure that we have this food coming in. It's going to be a great kind of, I'll just tell you, most likely chicken that just falls off the bone. It's being like in a rotisserie outdoor cooker, smoker, potatoes, chicken, maybe ribs. We'll see how far we get. So we got to work on that. We're already in the works on that. So camping, get there Friday night by 5:00. We're kicking off a show, I believe 5:30. We're going from 5:30, or maybe it's 6 to 7, but we'll actually run like 6 to 15. Right around 7:15, we're dropping the show or converting right into the live concert with JT. So he's going to go an hour and a half. I don't know, whatever he wants to do and feels comfortable with.
Musical festivities.
Boom. And then campfire. So, if we can get a stream over by the campfire for some of that Patriot music, and we don't mind if other people jump on stage while before or during, after JT takes a 15-20 minute break, somebody else jumps in, and then when he's done, if we still got time, I don't know the ordinance, we got a lot of things to look at. We are kind of out in an industrial area, so I don't think but maybe it's 10 o'clock or so.
It's going to be probably about 10:30 as it starts getting dark. We're probably going to shut the actual stage and the PA off, and that's where we got the beer garden at this night, the food that you just ate. You don't drink what you want, bring what you want. Yep. You're allowed to bring your own coolers, and we have no problem with that. We got all the permits, so this should be a good time. Campfire stories, and getting to know each other a little bit better, making connections. I mean, you guys, it's just overall, I mean, it's going to be a really great time. And if it goes the way Mike and I and the team here are planning on it, then next year we may have access to 100 acres.
What are the dates? I'm getting good questions here.
It's August 14th and 15th.
Yep, that's August 14th and 15th of 2020. That 14th is the Friday night. That's mostly our event. We're going to live show, live concert, and then Saturday's the flag retirement, then followed by a ride that takes a couple hours, and then everyone ends up at another Legion about 40 minutes, an hour away, and then we come back, and then there's food kicked off there at the Legion. I think they're still doing the
another
food.
Day of food. I think they're still doing food as well.
Yeah, and if not, we'll have to try to figure something out. And then their band that kicks off outside, so it's a 2-day outside festival, folks.
I'm getting stuff. Grillin', you're awesome. Thank you for putting all the information out.
Just was put up,
sweet. And we're getting comments too. Listen, our Patriots from across the pond, our Patriots up north, Patriots down south. We understand that right now the borders are closed, and that's out of our control. That's kind of left up to the governments, and so we understand that maybe you guys can't be coming in and flying in from another country because this is what's happening. But that's why it's so critical that we have a live stream going. You're going to be a part of it, and let's see how it goes. I can't predict what our president or what's going to be happening with the Homeland Security. I'm hoping that our borders do start to open up a bit more. However, if they don't, you still have access, and you can still be there in spirit, participating with us, being there. And we might even do some, video raffling for those watching and not for those physically there. We have ways of bringing you guys who can't make it a part of it, and you can still be eligible for some fun things we'll be there. So please join us in the spirit as well. We understand this is a hard time for all.
That's what we're pitching, folks. That's what our pitch has always been. This is the channel. That's how we started. So it's like, hey, for those of you that can come, for those of you, and at the time we were talking about this, there was no such thing as the world shut down. I mean, we're sorry that the world shut down, and we're trying to plan something here. I mean, the one time I try to plan something, the world shuts down. So it's unbelievable.
My bad.
Our bad. Picked the wrong year. But so if you can, you can. If you can't, hopefully you can watch it. And that's the other thing. And then we were going to be pitching for that Friday night thing. Maybe you guys can. We could all rally. We got over almost 200,000 on this channel. I think we just hit 193,000.
Guys, we're getting there.
We're almost at 194. So if we can maybe get everyone to give a few bucks and buy the dinners, then that way this thing that we have planned, it's just, I think the maybe first 300 or 400 that come will get this meal ticket.
There are so many ways.
We're gonna come up with something. We're trying to make it awesome.
You guys can help in many ways, for sure.
Trying to make it awesome for you guys. All right, for you guys. All right, we're gonna shut this one down. It's getting a little later. We had a lot. We were trying to go live from 9 o'clock, or 9. Well, actually, I had issues on that. People showing up. I had to look at my yard sprinkler. I had, the guy gave me a key and he was teaching me some things. But then we finally get to go. 3 or 4 updates. I still have an issue. A code execution thing, DLL. I got to work on
runtime issues.
I said, hey, if I just leave this up, it won't keep popping up, and all from a Windows update. And this is how it works, folks.
Even us IT people have to sweep things under the rug for a time or two to get a job done, and then go.
Well, then this wouldn't go live, but it took me.
Yeah, we wouldn't be live today. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, but brother, there's the other. There's like one thing to another. Can't go live, and I was like, let me do this update, and that worked. That worked.
One thing to another.
Now my chat froze up. So many of them. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Over 500 and some in the room at one point. So
it's beautiful, beautiful. Lots of love.
What is it?
Man.
Wednesday?
God bless you guys.
Maybe later Wednesday. This evening. I'm gonna maybe do a live call in this evening. We have not done a 6 or 7 o'clock. Patriot.
Let's do that. Yeah. Just let me know.
And it's their choice. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, so it's Patriot's choice. Yep. So look for that evening show. I am home. Things are working. I'm going to try to get the update, but if I don't get the update, it'll still work. We can still do the show, but I'm going to work on that.
Still negotiate. Yeah.
I got some other things to do throughout the daytime, but this evening, Patriot. Look for that show. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And Brother Ben, we'll see you back here this evening if you're available, and we'll do it.
We'll be. Give a holler, brother.
And we'll see if Woodman ain't got the neighbor cutting down a tree, and maybe he can be in.
Yeah. And, maybe Fluid Pork can be getting ready, and he should be in by tonight, so we should be good.
Brothers out there, if you're a neighbor cutting down the tree, go talk to them, see when they're going to be done. If you're going to the beach, get there and get back before the sun sets. We're doing a show. All right, brothers and Patriots. Love you guys. God bless.
So it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.